Thanks for coming over. This is Amodeus. Today's video is not a Dungeon Hunter Champion video. Don't worry, there's still more Dungeon Hunter Champion videos. Just hang in here with me for a second. I really want to talk about this new game called Elune. I've been playing it on the side while I'm farming Outer Harbinger, and I love this game. Been playing it for about 3 or 4 days, and I've had the opportunity to really kind of explore. By no stretch of the imagination do I have a really strong grasp of every aspect of the game. But at this point, I'm very confident in saying, you know what, I recommend this game. If you're looking for another game, you're looking for that secondary game to play while you're farming that's going to keep you engaged, this is a great game. First and foremost, the tutorials are amazing. This game is incredibly polished without glitches and bugs that we as consumers, very often overlook in mobile games. It just doesn't have any. It's the most polished game I've seen come out in like the last 2 years. And I just love playing it really because of that. Like, it just does what it's supposed to do. Now, the second thing that I'll say that I really, really, really like is the depth of information that they provide. You can go incredibly deep into this game understanding buffs, debuffs, by percentages, and to see where incremental changes can be made by percentages, because they provide that. So when I say they provide that, I'm actually going to show you one of the champions. This is Balder. He's a great champion. He's a legendary champion. I got him because I rerolled a bunch. And if you don't know about rerolling and you're interested in this, drop it in the comment section below. Just hashtag reroll. And if you guys want to see that, I can do a video on that. But it's super easy. There's some other videos out there. K Gaming's is probably the best. He's a Korean player. Because this game originally launched in South Korea. And that's where they did all the work before it launched to global. Now that it's in global, it's so amazing. It's so polished. I'm incredibly pleased with this game, and just from a it works standpoint, it gets a solid 5 out of 5. If you just measured a game on that, this game wins. It's just that, I mean, it's just so good. But what I want to talk about is this is the skills. So as you can see, this takes a lot of stuff from Air of Light, and that makes sense, right? Because it's from Gameville also, or Game Evil, depending. I know it's Gameville, but it's spelled really weird. You know what I mean? Like, if you haven't watched Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, you know what I'm saying, right? By the way, that's a great kids movie. If you got kids, it's super funny. But you understand where it's that Live Corp action spelled backwards. It's Evil Corp. Just saying. But I digress. But as you can see, there's a lot of information, and there's a lot of stuff that like really gets pulled forward, as far as being able to explain everything. And the other side of it is that all of the text has links in it that do pop-ups that give you the help, right? So it's not super necessary to have all of this information in the beginning. Like, I'm level 30, I have 5-6 stars at this point. I've been grinding my eyes out. And I will tell you, like, and I've used all the experience boosters. And they give you a ton of experience boosters. But they give you a ton. Now, that said, this is a very free-to-play friendly game. I haven't spent any money on the game yet. I have every belief that I probably will, let's be honest. Because like a lot of you guys, I think I just like kind of catch a game and then I get really excited about it. And if that game rewards me, I reward it back, right? But like I said, there's a lot of this game to unpack, and I'll probably do a ton of videos around Elune moving forward. To coincide with some of the DHC stuff, because I'll be honest, I'm having so much fun playing this game. I feel like I should be sharing it. But like I said, there's just a ton of information by champions. But I'll be honest, when you reroll, you get the chance to get. They give you a bunch of chances to summons, right? And because of the way that you can like just basically delete the app and before you connect it to your accounts and stuff. Folks, like, don't do that, because then that doesn't work. But if you go ahead and do some rerolls. Like I said, if you're interested in seeing a video about that, just hashtag reroll in the comments and I'll go ahead and do that. But what I would say is that I rerolled. I got 3 legendary champions, but that's not what the game's all about. The game's all about synergy. So I'll tell you specifically why I believe that to be the case. Because if you look at the 60s that I have on the screen right now, only 2 of the 60s are legendary. The 2 of them are what they call epic. If you've played games before, you understand, like epics, a layer below. Those are your 3 stars in this game. You can have 3-star epics, and I have 1 common, and that's like a 2-star or a 3-star, right? Blue, purple, and gold. But yeah, I'm like, oh well, the better units, because once again, this is a turn-based RPG game, so there's a lot of strategy built into how you have to build your team. And I'll tell you, like, from a free-to-play standpoint, the best strategy I have found is tanker, DPS, healer, crowd control, and debuffer. Right? There's a bunch of videos out there for different gacha games, and a couple for Elune. But that is like a big one. So I just want to jump in and I want to show you some gameplay and kind of explain what I mean. So what we do is we just click adventure, and we're just going to click an adventure. I'll just do the very first stage of hard. So I'm actually farming a team right now to get some more stuff, because they have some crazy cool stuff in this game. Where once you max out your champions, you can, instead of losing out on all that experience while you're doing stuff, you can actually get a portion of that to certain champions, and it's called training. I mean, you guys just, there's so much, man. It's just like peeling back like a never-ending glorious onion that you're about to deep fry. You know what I mean? It's so insane. It's so good. But from a very top-line level, it's basically like, you have formations, you put champions into formations. Once they're in a formation that you're pretty happy with, you just jump in and you hit enter, and then you go in and basically it auto attacks. And like I said, it's turn-based. So attack speed matters in this game also, right? Because with attack speed, you have a bunch of stats. Let's just look at how they do stats. Oh, what? There's a pop-up that explains stats with all sorts of percentages. But it's far enough away from the main gameplay that it's not distracting, which is what I like, because I think a lot of people get overwhelmed when you're like, oh, look at this. Raid, Shadow Legends, that's why I didn't like that game. I think there was way too much of that, way too much in your face. This isn't like that. You can get into it, you can look at it for min-maxing and optimizing, but you don't need it to enjoy the game. Like I said, it's pretty far away from the actual gameplay. Now I will tell you, like, I really like this. Like, that for me, I need to have access to that information, but it's not the overarching reason I want to play the game. The overarching reason I want to play the game is because it looks awesome. Freya, that's a great champ. Legendary. But here it is. So I'm actually going to slow it down, because once again, you can auto everything in this game. Plus they have an auto repeat that's conditional, so you can select different conditions for it to go on, which is another thing that I absolutely adore about this game, right? Oh, I want to complete this quest, and I got to go do this 10 times. Great. Auto, and then repeat auto, and then stop when the quest is complete. It's like, oh, did you make this game for me because of everything I've ever complained about? Oh, it's so amazing. So this is the ultimate for a character called Mana. He's a timekeeper. I know, right? Invariably, you're just going to run into stuff like that. But I really, really, really like this game, so I wanted to make sure I got out there and recommended it now that I've had a chance to play with it and mess around with it a little bit. Like I said, really super smooth. I really like it. I'm going to go ahead and click confirm reward. Look, hey, there's a bunch of rewards. If you want to know about stuff, you can just click on it. And once again, you don't have to if you don't want to, but you can absolutely get real deep into the game and just see all sorts of information about stuff. So I'm just going to click on that. We're going to pull out, and we're going to come back here. And what I kind of want to talk about is this repeat battle button. If you are a grinder like me, I'm like an old school grinder. Like, I used to play MUDs, right? Like text-based RPG games online, like back in the day. So grinding's like hardcore and like coded in my DNA. And this makes everything so much better. So this is very conditional. So they have special dungeons called Pirate Dark Tours, or Dark Tours, that pop up randomly. So and you get special materials in there to make your champs better. So you can like, boom, okay, if one of those pops up, I want to do that. Oh, you know what? My team's not super consistent. It's like 90%. So I'm just going to say, hey, I want you to continue even if this dies, because I know it's going to probably die 1 in 100 times. And then this is like, hey, in the battle, if someone reaches a level. So I'm grinding up champions, and I don't want to waste my energy. So the moment someone gets to max level, I want it to stop and notify me. And then I hit start. And then I'm going to set this off, and we're going to keep talking about this game. So I'm just moving my phone away. And it's gonna basically go through this over and over and over. And I'll tell you, like, that's probably the best thing. I just can't even tell you. And of course, you can look at the top. There's some details to let you know, like, how many battles you've repeated, like your current Aeons. Aeons is energy. The energy, man. In the beginning, it's super plentiful, right? It is also really cheap to refresh in comparison to how many gems you get, right? It's real cheap to refresh. Plus, it's even cheaper right now because they got some, launch promos going on. So here's what happens. We just beat it. It just counts it down and it starts back up. Now, if you turn alerts on your phone, it'll buzz or it'll vibrate your phone if it stops or when it's completed. And that's a great feature because literally the other day, like Sunday, we talk about this all the time in DHC. Like, I don't have time to really pay attention and do rush hour on Sundays. But I played this game all day on Sunday. That's not a joke. I played this game all day. And basically what I did is I just set it off to the side and I grinded champions up. That's probably why I was able to get those champions up, to get those 6 stars up so quickly. But it's seriously, it's pretty legit. Like, I really like the game. There are obviously drawbacks, right? Like, this is going to be a time sink. It's going to be I'm not even gonna say it's going to be a grind fest. There's just so much you want to do. Like, when you get any new game, right? And you're just like, oh, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to look at that, and I want to do that. There's so much to read about. They have a whole lore, index, all this other stuff that a lot of games have. The difference is, you're going to laugh, but the difference is they pay you to actually look at the lore in this game. So, there are like, the way that they do the indexes and everything, there are little rewards for, like, reading the story. So you just go through and do these little stories, and they give you a reward once you've watched them. And I saw that, and I was like, oh, max Elune level reach, ending repeat battle. Okay, confirm. We go ahead and get all the rewards from the last few runs we've been doing. I'm gonna leave, so I'm not sure who leveled up. And now I can just go back in. So I'll jump in over here actually, and I can say, like, oh, well, who leveled up? I have a level 40 that just leveled up. And there's a lot in the game that we can go over in the future, but for all intents and purposes, I'm just going to click team. I'm going to replace this amazing like 3-star champion with another equally amazing 4-star champion with another equally amazing 4-star champion. There you go. We're going to put you right there. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to team, and I'm going to hit repeat battle. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to keep everything that's in there. I'm going to hit start. So now we're gonna go do some other things. I'm gonna go make some coffee. I'm gonna take a meeting, answer some comments, whatever, and still get the grind on. Oh, hey, let me go to Outer Harbinger over here and restart that. And I'll tell you, like, that's because I'm playing both games side by side, right? I'm farming Outer Harbinger. I'm looking for some withering gear for my monument. And if you don't play Dungeon Hunter Champions, not a big deal. The channel has a lot of videos about that game. But I'm playing both games side by side. And I will tell you, like, I am constantly having to click on Dungeon Hunter Champions. And I don't on this. And we're doing about the same amount of stuff. Overall between the two games, so I think that it's a lot more efficient with Elune, to be honest with you. Now, what I will tell you about Elune is you can get lost in the game, like just look at its stuff, right? Because it's so pretty. And we'll stop this and I'll show you like this one section. It's so weird. I'm gonna say it. There's this one section I found while I was exploring the menu, and I was like, "What does all this do?" And then I was like, "Stop it! Every game should have this." I know they have. It's a pretty recent development for Summoner's War, though. But there's a game out there called Summoner's War, and they do this. But Elune does it next level. Like, it literally is so polished. So as soon as these guys finish up, we'll look at it. But basically what it is, it's character modeling. So it's a lot of, oh, look at that. Boom. Fury. So we'll oh, here's that thing I was talking about where the pirates pop up. I'm gonna click on lobby over here. And up here in the right hand corner there's a little hamburger. Sorry guys, little flickland up here. Okay, there's this little thing up here in the right hand corner. It's called index. We're gonna click the index, and there's a lot of stuff you can go through. You want to look at boss stats, look at boss strategies, figure out what's going on with the bosses. You can. Here's those stories I talked about. They have adventure lore and Elune lore. Adventure lore is like all the cutscenes in the game. Like if you accidentally skip through one and you're like, oh, what was that cutscene? I want to go see what the conversation was. You can go back here and you can actually, pick which level it is and then watch it. That's an awesome feature because I will skip through some stuff because I'm tired and I don't want to watch it. But the ability to come back later and look at it is amazing. Like I said, you can go pretty deep, right? As far as learning more. Like none of this really helps you in the game necessarily off the bat. But like when you get to that mid game, when you get to that late game and 8 game, you're like, oh man, I wish I had a little bit more information. I'm not sure I really understand specifically how this is working. That's when you would come here and be like, hey, this is an amazing resource. And I was kind of looking at some of those things myself because I was like, oh well, I want to know like which champion should I build next, right? Because I'm trying to like do all that stuff. And then I'm obviously for you guys, I'm kind of looking like, is this a good champion? Is that a bad champion? Like, oh, I don't know. So I was like looking at it, I'm like, what are these little things down here at the bottom? If you look in the bottom left hand corner, you can see some of these some of these little, if you see them, they're like little icons. Watch. Man, they don't seem to do anything. Untrue, son. Look at this. These are all the emotes that they do in the game. So that first one is standby. It's just what they look when they're standing there. Here's run. Here's what they do at the start of a turn. And I make YouTube content. You guys watch it. You appreciate me, I hope. If not, in the comments below, let me know what you want to see. But this, I want this. I want to do thumbnails with all of this. But you have, like, just whenever they use their skills. And then, obviously, you can move them around and be like, hey, what up? And then I want to see them use their skills. Boom. Look at this. And then what happens when she gets struck? What happens when she dodges? Because you can dodge in this game. Tumble. And then what happens when she gets stunned? What happens when she dies? What happens when she's angry? Ugh. She's a little pro wrestler right there. And then this is her when she's talking. And then this is what she does when she's summoned. Boom. And that's like, and I'm just like, stop it. Real? Are you guys kidding me? Are you kidding me? And of course that's for every champion. And I'm like, this is amazing. And then of course they have stats. They have the skill tree so that you can go through and you can kind of look at it. And when you get a little bit more comfortable with the game, this starts just to like bleed together because of all the color coding. But I mean, it really just everything starts to make a little bit more sense. Here's her story, her progress so far. Like, I got her, she's a legendary. And this is a really unique thing with this game. She's a legendary, but you can pull they give you an extra chance to pull legendaries, right? When you're re-rolling. But if you pull a legendary during like their secondary or no, it's their third chance to pull a legendary. When you get that third chance, they give you the legendary 3 stars, right? So I got her 3 stars and I moved her all the way up to 5 star. Now, if you look right here, 6 star isn't where this game stops. This game actually goes up to 6 star plus 5, right? And it's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty awesome. It's a little, because it really a lot differentiates the end game and makes it less whaley than you would think from a gacha. Like, you wouldn't anticipate it would be so free to play friendly. Plus, you get some costumes automatically, right? Like, that's cool. Not everybody gets costumes, right? But here's a 3-star champion. He's epic. He gets costumes. But there's a couple of like the people on my team. I'm a little disappointed in this, but there's a couple of people on my team that don't have costumes because they're 2-star champions, and they're good 2-star champions. Like, they've really been nice to play with. So look at all the detail. Look at this modeling. Man, I am so stoked by this game. I really am enjoying it. Like I said, if you got questions, we're going to start doing some videos around it. If you're looking for something to play, I think Elune is a great game for you to jump into. Right now is a great time because you get all sorts of registration rewards through August 4th. So if you're watching this after August 4th, that may not be valid anymore. But for the game launch, they give you all of these rewards and free packs to summon and a bunch of that stuff when you log into the game. And then when you get to like level 1-5, like level 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, like the very first levels of the game as you're going through the tutorial, they give you like 20, 30 summons. And then, guys, it takes like 10 minutes or whatever to get all 30 summons in the tutorial. And then if you don't like what you get, delete the app, reinstall the app, and spend another 10 minutes, do it all over again until you get some good champions. That's what I did, right? And I was pretty lucky in my pulls, even that said, and I ended up getting 3 legendaries because I went and re-rolled over and over and over until I got some champions I thought I could put together in a team. So, like I said, I'm loving this game, and I highly recommend it. I'm learning so much about it too, but that's one thing I learned about Dungeon Hunter Champions, and that's that I want to do videos about it because that helps me learn about it more, which is why I encourage everybody to do videos, right? Like, I think everybody should have like a YouTube channel or a podcast or whatever, so that they can talk about something that they genuinely enjoy doing, because it helps you learn more about it. Plus, that information gets shared out to a broader community, and now everybody's game is upped. And when all tides rise, man, I mean, all boats go up, right? And I don't think that's how you say it. I don't think I said that right. But I think everybody understands, like, you know, everybody gets better when everybody gets better. The game improves when everybody gets better is what I'm saying. Man, I think I need more coffee this morning. But let me know what you think about the game if you played it. If you have tips, tricks, man, I'm trying to learn all of this myself too. So if you have tips and tricks about Elune, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. Like I said, if you're interested and you're going to make an account, there's a YouTuber called K Gaming. He has a great reroll guide. But if you want to have one, like I said, just in the comments below, just hashtag reroll. I think he did an amazing job doing the video. I would recommend you go see his. But other than that, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the videos with me. I hope you have a great day. Bye.